Ryan got me trying new things.
That's right.
This is a cold brew, you said?
I think it's cold brew.
Cold.
Some cinnamon, I think some like cereal milk in there.
I'm not a brew drinker.
I don't know. Walkie Talkie's always doing something crazy up there.
Shout out to Walkie Talkie.
That's right.
What you got, Jeremy?
The cookies and Scream, which was really good.
You gonna taste it? What's it taste like? Live taste test on the podcast. What you think, Jeremy?
It's good. It feels like I'm eating like cookies and cream ice cream.
Ryan, what you got?
Black coffee.
And Ryan just got coffee.
I'm just boring. Just boring like that.
Hot bean juice.
That's
Simple,
right.
man. How's your week been, man? Holidays, everything. How was your Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving was good.
It was good?
Yeah, I made a round trip down to Cincinnati and back. So
Oh, you went to the 513,
I
huh?
was exhausted, but woke up and got back to work the next day.
You got family in Cincinnati? Or?
Yeah, my brother's down there.
That's what's up. Shout out to Cincinnati, man. How
It's a
about
cool
you?
town.
How about you, Jeremy? What did you do?
I went to my parents on Thanksgiving, which was good. And then I had my friend's Thanksgiving yesterday. I made a couple desserts for that. So
Yeah.
it was pretty good.
Nice.
My Thanksgiving was good. I seen the Star Wars exhibit. I think I showed you this big collection of lightsabers.
Where
was
was that
that
at?
I was that was right outside.
Thinking.
So the family I attended, her uncle had like a room of his all Star Wars
Okay.
memorabilia. You know, I'm not really into Star Wars like that, but he had so much stuff. I thought he went to the galaxy far, far away and got it because he had like lightsabers. He had an Obi-Wan Kenobi costume.
Okay.
I tried on one of the masks.
It's cool to see someone's passion like that, though.
Oh yeah,
even if you're not
especially-
into it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Like that's what I appreciate as an adult. You know, because like you gotta have a passion for something.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's like Star Wars. I like Legos.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What's your adult passion
Oh man, I don't know.
besides
Making money
skeeball?
into other-
Making money?
Yeah, sneaking money into other buildings that I shouldn't buy or something. I don't know. Like,
Man.
I used to play drums. I need to get back behind a kit. You know. Like,
Oh
I miss
man.
that.
What's your favorite bands? Like what's your
Oh man,
on the music
so
side?
many. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, one band. I don't even know if I have like a top 10.
What's your
Really,
band?
I've been listening to some older music from Granddaddy.
Granddaddy.
Granddaddy is what it's called. Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of synth pop, rock and roll, indie rock kind of stuff from when I was in high school. You know.
That's
So,
what's up.
Yeah.
What about you, Jeremy? What you been listening to lately?
I just listened to Chef G's new album and Juice WRLD's Party Never End. It was kind of a disappointment listening to that. But
I heard you and Dakota talking about it.
yeah, they could have done so much better.
I cannot stop listening to this Kendrick Lamar album.
Okay.
I can't stop.
Absolutely.
I mean, the whole mustard thing all over TikTok, and it's just a good album. I've been bumping that for a long time. What was the song we were talking about? Peekaboo? Peekaboo is a good song. Squad Pull Up is a good song. I want to add Granddaddy to my... Granddaddy?
Granddaddy.
I'm going to add that to my playlist.
Check it out.
See, I could tell you were that person who was really good at Monopoly, because when you said buying buildings, I thought of Monopoly. Were you beating everybody in that game?
You know, I don't know if I've ever finished a whole game of Monopoly. I have
I don't
two
think
older
anybody
brothers. Yeah, like if we were playing, that means probably at some point there were the little, hotels and houses all over their house. Like one of us got, just bankrupted the other, and someone quit and threw the table.
I've never seen nobody say, like, I won
Yeah,
in Monopoly.
Yeah.
I've never,
I mean,
ever.
it kind of makes you a jerk if you did.
What, if you won?
Yeah,
You won
'Cause you're like
everything.
foreclosing people, making them go bankrupt.
Make you feel like a bad lady.
Yeah, you're just a jerk.
Foreclosures. You're like, yeah, if you win everything.
Yeah.
So, Monopoly, huh? That's what's up. So you
Yeah.
said you like to make money. That's your fun thing.
Well, I don't know. I'm not very good at that either. I like reinvesting money.
Yeah,
I guess
yeah.
would be the best way to call it. But yeah,
What was like your earliest, if we're talking like old days, like investment or first way you wanted to make some money?
oh man, I guess. I mean, like I had a paper route. It wasn't really an investment, but like an early job that I was like, okay. And then my brother had one, and he quit his, and I took over his route. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna expand. I think I was getting like $20 a week or something. It wasn't anything great, but no, I mean, like until I moved to Canton about 12 and a half years ago, I hadn't really done anything. I was just like, I'm going to start a restaurant. I'm tired of working in other people's restaurants. So
Yeah.
that's kind of where it all started. You know, I wasn't a good student. I didn't go to college. I took a few semesters, dropped out, you know, kind of, you know, just moved around the cities, lived in Seattle twice, lived in Nashville, and
Love Seattle, man.
had a kiddo, and we came back towards home. I'm from like south of here, like Amish country. So, you know, I was like, I need to live in a city. I'm not about to roll back into like Amish buggies and stuff like that.
I love Seattle, man.
Seattle's amazing. It's
Man.
great spot. Just expensive. So
I was there for like a weekend for my birthday a couple years ago. I went to Pike Place. Had
Beautiful.
had the lobster,
yep.
macaroni
All
and
that
cheese.
fun stuff down there.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Y'all got some bougie homeless people in Seattle.
Oh yeah.
I tried to offer
it's
this.
been so long. I wouldn't even know.
Listen, I was there. I stayed at this hotel, and I had like some leftover pizza. And I was by a trash can. I seen this homeless guy, so I
Yep.
walked over to him and I was like, "Hey man, do you want this pizza?" He says, "Oh, I don't eat tomatoes." I was like, "Sir, you all right?"
Yep.
I didn't know you could
That's
get
actually that's hilarious because my wife worked at a place called the Bean and Bagel, and you know at the end of the day old bagels don't sell, so we had a bag and we're like, "Do you want some?" You know, someone was asking for money. He's like, "I don't want your stinking bagels." I was like, "These are amazing, dude."
Right.
Yeah. Like, okay, I'll eat them.
Right, beggars can't be choosers, but to each his own.
Yeah.
What about you, Jeremy? What was your first like hustle? Like, I want to make some money.
I don't even. I don't know. I don't know what my first hustle was. I mean, besides my first job being Wendy's, when it used to be the next to the Civic Center back in high school.
I remember those days.
I mean, I turned 16 and got that job within like 2 weeks. I was like, I want to start working. So you know,
Mine was
my career
Rallies.
is-
Remember Rallies?
The one up on.
This one was actually on Tusk.
Oh,
when
okay.
it
I
was
remember that.
open.
Yeah. Yep.
Man, Rallies was crazy. It was like working inside of like a closet.
Yeah. They're tiny.
Oh my gosh. So I just thinking about it now. I just get claustrophobic
Yeah.
thinking about how he survived. And it's nonstop. Like when they really give it that race car theme,
Yeah.
it felt like that because they was nonstop.
Well,
nonstop.
like looped around the building. It was like, you know, before Chick-fil-A and all these places up in Belton Village have places rocking around. That was all Rallies was.
That's all Rallies was looped around. Now you can like just wait in Chick-fil-A and they'll come. They'll walk up to you at Chick-fil-A and be like, "Hey, we'll take your order." So
It's crazy.
yeah, man. Like the holidays are coming, man. Y'all ready for the cold?
I think so. I mean, I didn't wear a coat today. I think it's cold, but
Man, it's cold.
I don't know. It's gonna. I think when it's dark, that's when that's what it messes
It gets
with my
dark
head
at
a
like
little bit.
3-4 o'clock.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Jeremy likes the cold. He came in with the Christmas sweater on.
Yeah.
Like he embraces the cold. Like
I work in a 90-degree department throughout the week.
so that's why
I'm ready to walk outside and just be freezing right after.
You know.
it came right after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Like it's always like that. It's like,
Yep.
hey, it's cold now. And then you
It's
wake up
super
and it's
cold.
bam right
Yep.
there. And I gotta walk in it.
It was snowing the day after Thanksgiving too.
Yep. Already. Like when you have to layer up on clothes, it's like, oh man,
Yeah,
here we go.
that's right.
Here we go. Like no good Black Friday sales like they used to be. So it's like, yeah, man, just go ahead and
Just
go
stay
to work.
inside.
Yeah, man, just stay inside. So what are you doing inside during the wintertime?
Oh man. Well, we're working on our, you know, fun, exciting married life stuff. You know, like went out and bought carpet for our basement today. You know,
Right.
just like,
Yeah,
like
some
oh
adult
man, if
stuff,
we're all
yeah.
gonna be in this house together, we need to spread out. So
yeah. So you're comfortable.
yeah, make like a little TV room downstairs for the kiddos and stuff like that.
How many
But,
children do you have?
yeah, 2 girls.
2 girls.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah. So it's awesome. 7th grade and 4th grade and wild and crazy and, you know,
My son's 14.
Ever-changing.
I'm adjusting to this teenage.
Yeah.
You know, I'm the man phase. You know, he's got some muscles on his arms
Okay.
now, so he keeps, you know,
Yeah.
doing this all the time. So
looking at himself in the mirror.
oh my gosh, you know,
brutal.
It's funny because like now he's at that age where like we go out to eat and he's like, "Dad, I think that girl was looking at me." It's like, son, she wasn't looking at you. Okay, you were looking at yourself.
As a dad to girls, she was probably looking at herself on
Yeah.
her phone, you know, like,
Right,
I
like
was
she
like,
taking a selfie.
who are you
yeah.
FaceTiming with? No one. Why? Are you, what? Are you just
are you
looking
looking
at?
at?
It's not a mirror.
Yeah, man. So, Jeremy, man, talking with you, what gift do you want for Christmas? Like, what are you looking forward to receiving or giving for the holiday?
I mean, giving, I don't know. I'll probably just get my niece and my nephew some gifts. Getting, I tell everybody the same thing. Just give me like a new Lego set or like some Funko Pops or pay my fucking rent for a month. Or something.
That's a great
The
gift.
gift that gives for 1 month.
Yeah. What about you, Ryan?
I don't know. I enjoy like making a cocktail at home. So if I get like a nice like bottle of something or some cocktail tools and little gizmos and gadgets for stuff like that. So
Yeah, me
that's
too.
usually it.
I just want like some simple gadgets. I really want stuff to keep me warm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm about to be outside. So I'm always like, yeah, just give me some real good gloves,
Yeah.
or keep my hands warm. Because it's like, as a mailman, if one part gets cold, it's going to be a
it's a long day.
long day.
Yeah.
I had to put that disclaimer out there to my customers about tax season too. Like, look, I don't know when they're coming. I don't have the W-2s.
Yeah.
I don't know where they are. I don't know where your package is at. I got to deliver all these other packages. Like, just
Right.
give me a couple of minutes.
That's bonkers.
That's all.
Yeah.
Been a couple of minutes. I want my W-2.
Ryan, man, one of the reasons I wanted to interview you besides your obvious businesses is because when I saw skeeball,
Yeah.
I was
Get
like,
ready.
I haven't played skeeball in so long, but that's like one of my favorite things to play.
It should be fun. We're I think we're gonna have somewhere between 35 to 45 games in Finney's Arcade, which we're hoping will open sometime this winter, Q1 of 25. Right now it's just all the bureaucracy. We have no idea when we're gonna get our liquor license and all that fun stuff. Just hurry up and wait kind of thing. Maybe I'll ask my mailman where our liquor license is.
Right? Did you deliver that yet?
But yeah, I mean, skee-ball is like my favorite. I'm not good at pinball. People are like, "Oh, what's your favorite game?" I'm like, that's my business partner. Like, I'm trying to create like a great vibe, even if you're coming in to not play a video game.
Yeah.
But if you're not coming for pinball or skee-ball, I'm working on the cocktail menu right now. But a place where, we're gonna tell people at 8:00, hey, you don't have to go home, but your kid does.
Right.
So you might need to take them home
Grown
and come
folks
back.
time.
But
Yeah.
yeah. So a place for everyone that can just be all about all the fun and life's messy.
Yeah.
You need a place to go and just kind of drop some quarters in some games and forget about the world for a second. And just have
Where
fun.
everybody knows you.
Exactly. I'm terrible with names though, so I could never sing that song.
Man, me too. I just know that part.
Yeah.
So I read in that article that the building that you're building Finney's in is like a century old.
At least, yeah. The furthest thing we found is 1899.
So like all those pictures we see of like old Canton, because like they pop up on my
it's in
news feed
all of them.
sometimes. That
Yeah.
building was right there.
Yeah.
A century old.
Yep. It's
So
crazy.
like, were there like any problems you faced with building or creating Finney's there with the building being that old?
I mean, nothing like super crazy, like that couldn't be fixed or anything. I will say the one thing that definitely has changed, there used to be an alley behind it. Now, and then if you go in like the upstairs apartments, there's windows, and then now there's just brick on the other side. And that brick is where they built the next building over. So like you can tell it was there originally, and then it kind of like everything else got built around it. So it's kind of sad. You lose a little bit of the like natural charm that was there when you could like look out. There's 4 apartments upstairs, and so you used to be able to like go up the steps and look out a window and have natural light, and now you don't as much. So, but I mean, other than that, like nothing crazy that can't be fixed, and it's not our first rodeo with buildings, so we kind of know what to expect when we go in there and look through with a kind of fine-tooth comb at like, all right, what's the plumbing look like, what's the electric service look like, what do we need to update, stuff like that. So
what have you learned about the city of Canton like throughout your research? Because obviously knowing or having a building like that, you really kind of check in with the city's history. So what have you personally learned?
Well, I mean, like Finney's itself it used to be called the Finney's Pharmacy, so it was a drugstore. So that's why we kept the name Finney's.
That's
I have a great friend that lives just down the street from me. I don't know if Canton has a historian, but she should run for it if that's a position, because she can find any kind of old newspaper ad and stuff like that. So she found found like an original, it looked like a 5 and dime like advertisement from a newspaper, and has like it was hand drawn and all this stuff. So and it said on the top, like, I guess their old slogan used to be like, don't say pharmacy, say Finney's. So we just recreated that. So now it says, don't say arcade, say Finney's. And so we kind of recreated the advertisement.
Cool homage, yeah.
Yeah. And so we had Ron Copeland, a muralist that does, he's got plenty of work down here. He came and did some art for us. And, you know, we're just trying to, when we found out it used to be, you know, drugstore, we're like, all right, well, that's kind of the vibe we're going to go for. So like a really clean, but we're going to have hardwood floors, kind of that old soda shop parlor vibe. So it should be fun. And yeah, we're going to kind of lean into what it used to be and, you know, just keep changing the city a little bit one by one. So
me and Jeremy is already talking about like going there.
Yeah.
Maybe
I'm bringing the crew there. I got a lot of gamer friends that will sit back and share a bottle or a couple cocktails and
heck
game.
yeah, it should just be a blast. Kick your feet up, turn off the world for a second, and
it's gonna be a lot of
we might do like trivia and stuff like that too. We'll figure it out.
It's gonna be a lot of first dates at Finney's, you know that,
think
right?
so.
Like when they open up, it's gonna be a lot of first dates there.
Yeah, and we're gonna, you know, and then if like they want to rent out the whole place and get married there, that's cool too.
Oh, so you have a wedding there?
Yeah, why not?
I might get married just so I can get married at 50.
Really, Jeremy?
No, I'm lying. It's not happening.
Yeah, imagine like, you know, a proposal and like, you know, maybe put a little ring in like one of those little claw machines or something like that.
Oh, man.
I don't know.
Be like, if I get that ring, I'll marry you. And I'll be like, oops, I didn't get it. Oops. That'd be Jeremy saying, oops, I didn't get it.
Yeah, you're really like crossing your fingers. They get it up in the claw and you unplug the game.
Oops, I'm sorry. Yeah, man.
So, I mean, I'm open to anything as long as people are having fun.
Listen, I was maybe we have to say what you mean event there or
Heck
something,
yeah.
man. I would love that because
It'd be awesome.
being born and raised here, I love talking to people that like want to bring creative ideas to the city because it's needed. You know what I'm saying? So when you hear about things like that, it's exciting.
Yep.
You know, being born and raised here and seeing things like that, it's like I can't wait to kick it there with the guys and also build a connection. You know what I'm saying? Because I saw the article and they just inspired me to meet you.
Yeah, heck yeah.
To have you on the show, talk more about Finney's. And you also have your hands in a lot of other ventures throughout the city, correct?
I stay a little busy. Yeah.
Okay.
I think, you know, after Finney's gets up and running, I'm going to take a little time off from starting anything new. It's been, the past 10 months have been a lot. I'm a partner with Mike Carvajal of Mike's Pizza. And so that has been a pop-up for the last like 5 years. It was like a little over 4 years. And then we went full-time back in March, also at the deli, which I own. And that's been a lot of fun. People are digging the pizza, New York style. It's totally different than anything else in the city.
Pizza is delicious.
Yeah, we've been selling out. We got to start making.
I've been trying to get in the rings.
And I was like, I was going to put a word in, and then last night they were like, we made an emergency batch of dough. I was like, oh sweet, we might have enough then. They're like, no, we sold out. I was like, dang it. And so, I mean, we had a big event there yesterday for Shop Small Saturday. We had 10 different vendors and the brewery side kind of up and you know, like different artists and some coffee. Walkie Talkie was there, a few other like coffee alternative kind of places. So it was good, but it was exhausting.
Yeah.
It was a long day yesterday. So
that's what I want to talk to you more about after the break. Real quick, where can we follow you at, man? Tell us your social media and things of that.
Yeah, so I mean, every business has the Facebook and the Instagram. I screw around on it every now and then and like post pictures of my kids for my personal, you know, but my Instagram handle is another Ryan Miller, and it's usually just dumb stuff that I see, you know, like
nothing Finney's.
No. Finney's has the social media too, Instagram and Facebook. I'm old. I don't know, it's like the Snapchat, the TikTok.
Yeah, we'll look it up.
Yeah, I mean, soon my daughter will be running all the social media for us.
That's
I'm sure.
Up.
You know, she'll know what.
She'll be making TikToks inside of Finney's.
Oh my gosh, she dances everywhere she goes. She can't just walk straight. You know,
that's all kids in 2024.
So I'm gonna put her in charge of all that. But yeah, Instagram and Facebook. I'm an old man like that. You know.
That's your Instagram name, old man like that.
It should be. No, my Instagram name's another Ryan Miller. Another Ryan Miller. Of us.
Okay.
Yeah, so
what about you, Jeremy?
You can follow me on Facebook at Jeremy Andrew or on Instagram at _Jinja Ninja _1.
All right, everything Jean P the MC, SWIM podcast on Instagram. If you're watching this, please subscribe to the podcast. YouTube.com/Jean P the MC. We're gonna be sticking around with my man Ryan. You gonna stick around with us for a minute?
Do it, yeah.
All right, man. Jean P the MC, Jeremy, Ryan Miller. We right back. Peace.
Say what you mean what you say.
Episode 163 of the Say What You Mean podcast. Got my man Ryan Miller in the house.
What's up?
Chilling with us, man. Guy got me scared to go to Disney or have kids and go to Disney.
Yeah.
my 14-year-old,
Just send them.
Teenagers are like, yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
I ain't paying all that for him to be like, you need to be amazed.
Yeah.
If he's not a fan of anything,
Right.
Don't take him.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, episode 163, Say What You Mean podcast. We don't know how we giving it up, man. We got to start off paying some bills first of all. So, it's sponsor time. Shout out to Tim Carmody of the Hub Art Factory. Ryan, what you think of the space, man?
I love the Hub. I love Tim. Just always doing something.
That's my dude.
Yeah, staying busy, doing cool things. So that's always been my saying. I was like, people are like, I want to talk to you about this idea or this or that. And I was like, yeah, let's do cool shit. And, you look at the Hub, you look at Tim, you look at all the people involved here,
cool
all
shit.
the different art shows they've done here on First Fridays and stuff. And you're like, yeah, they're doing cool shit.
That's what's up, man. Shout out to Tim. Shout out to Equity House, Latrice Snodgrass, Aaron Dukes, Pristine Steam Wash, and our first official sponsor, Helmet Heads, where flavor is the main priority. Helmet Heads is a cannabis-based brand owned by cannabis cultivator and connoisseur Jamie Randall Jr. Each batch is carefully crafted in the most organic way possible to ensure a good, smooth, healthy product. No spray terps welcome. It's the baby. IG and Facebook, Helmet Heads Exotics. Shout out to my man, Jamie Randall Jr.
Shout out.
Always doing something good. Shout out to his mom, too. She just wrote a book.
He did that, and he just finished up his Thanksgiving thing.
I saw that.
Too.
Shout out to Jamie, man. Keep hustling, man. Keep doing your thing. So, Ryan, man.
Heck yeah.
Let's start from the top, man. Where you from?
Oh, boy. Originally from Sugar Creek, Ohio.
Really?
Amish country. Yeah, like 30 minutes down the road. It's not where I was born, but like my family moved around forever. I moved there from Oklahoma City when I was like 6 years old, so that's what I considered home.
You moved from Sugar Creek to Oklahoma City?
No, Oklahoma City to Sugar Creek.
Okay.
So, and then I stayed there until I graduated high school, and then I was like, remember when we lived in a city? That was cool. So me and like 4 friends moved to Seattle together. It was like real world, but our version of it, so.
You know how we ask our kids usually what was it like growing up, but you said Amish country.
Yeah.
So like, what was it like growing up in Amish? I was about to say he kind of answered the question.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool, but it was just like, it was such a small town, man. Everybody knew everything about me. Like my dad was on the school board. Everybody, I would like not tell him I got a detention for probably sleeping in class or something like that.
And
I wasn't like a
about
bad kid, but I'd get home and I thought I was like, like I signed for him, like signed for my parents. Yeah. They know I'm in detention. Get home. He's like, the principal told me you were in detention today. I'm like, what? Come on.
Really? Already?
Yeah. Like I just got home, man. So I mean, it was fine. I mean, you could do, we lived on a lot of land and had woods and, actually at the deli, we still use the butcher that like is right below my childhood home. So I still go and see it all the time, and they're great people and they make amazing smoked turkey and smoked ham. So that's why I use them. But it's crazy. I've known them for like most of my life now.
So growing up there, like you really learned how like to obviously work hard, like use your hands.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like I started working at the age of like 13. I would go work on farms, and then my friend's dad had a trucking company, and so they would do milk hauling. So I would have to get in those little tanks and clean them out.
You hear that, Gen Z? Working.
I'm pretty sure I was breaking like child labor laws, but at one point I was like in a puddle of water and I like touched the flashlight that
you gonna see them commercials. If you worked in Amish country at 13,
right.
You might be entitled to a settlement.
Class action lawsuit. Man, that's what I need to start getting into. Some class action lawsuit hustles. That's how I'm gonna make my money.
We opened another Finney's.
That's right. So I mean, I did that. It was great. Played outside like all the time, so it's crazy to me to like see my kids like, hey, you want to go jump on the trampoline? No. You know,
We're on the tablet, Dad.
yeah. Like we enforced that screen time because like my childhood was amazing. Like they're like, Dad, what did you do? I was like, I threw a tennis ball against the garage for like 3 hours.
They had a ball.
Yeah, I was like, man, I know I sound old, but like that wasn't that long ago. You know, you just didn't have a screen in your
And I popped in my CD and we had a good time.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, in
That
John's
disc
case,
man.
he popped in a cassette.
Oh, whatever. No. Hey, Ryan is older than me, so I'm just playing.
Yeah, I just turned 40. I'm
Oh,
feeling
yeah.
every bit of that. But I know those cassette tapes. They're coming back though.
Thank you.
Heck yeah.
I might get a GNX cassette. You know, Jeremy graduated high school like last year, so like, you know.
Not even.
Nah, man.
Last month.
Yeah. So you said from Sugar Creek you moved to Seattle?
Yeah, I moved to Seattle. That was kind of like my college experience. Like, just get away. Lived out there with some friends. I came back for a little bit, and then and my wife, not my wife then, my girlfriend, she was still in high school, so came back, and then we moved out there together. So I loved it. I just was grinding nonstop. Like, worked 2, sometimes 3 jobs just to make ends meet in Seattle. It was just so expensive. So, and then both times that I moved out there, like someone close to me passed away as I was like moving out there. So I was like, you know, I love the city, but I was like, man, every time I come out here, someone dies, you know, like, so I kind of went through a little dark phase. And so kind of came closer to family, closer to home. But then, eventually right after my wife and I got married, we ended up moving down to Nashville, Tennessee. And that was amazing. Beautiful, beautiful city, cool things happening. And then it just like started taking off and going crazy too, getting expensive also. And then, but we thought we'd live there forever. We had amazing friends and a community down there. And then we found out we were going to be parents, and we were like, we don't know how to do this. Let's go close to our families, you know.
You can't do this in Nashville.
Yeah, that's right. So, you know, but moved back to the area. Originally was going to open a restaurant back kind of down in my hometown area. And we just happened to be living in Canton because I didn't want to like go back to like too slow of a life, you know. And all of a sudden I was like walking around downtown one day and I was like, you know, the sandwich shop idea, there's nothing like it down here right now, you know, and there's a lot of people that work down here and there's cars everywhere, you know, like. Yeah. And so I kind of started exploring this, and we told our realtor who was looking for properties down in like Dover, New Philadelphia area. And I was like, hey, can you get us like some commercial properties up here in Canton? The next day she emailed me like 15 pages of commercial properties. And I was like, okay. And so had some reading to do. And all of a sudden we looked at, I think it was the next week, looked at the building that is the deli now. And we walked in, I was like, this is the one.
It's a dope building, by the way.
Thank you. It's been a lot of things, but we walked in and I was like, I can see exactly how I want this to be laid out. And so
that was your first step into like business.
Yeah, it was my first step into everything. I pulled all the permits as I was the general contractor myself. So, you know, we moved here. I didn't get a job. I just started working on that building right away. So we thought we had saved up a lot of money, and then when you don't have a job, that a lot of money goes real quick in like 4 months.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so I was ripping walls out. I was painting.
You were doing that at 13, so.
Yeah, and that's right. It was like just the old days.
He was 9 years old tearing down walls and stuff.
Right. So yeah, I never really did that before, and that kind of like, that was a whole new experience. We got the deli up and running. I've worked about everything in a restaurant at that point, just never actually owned a restaurant. But so at that point I was like, all right, I want to try my hand at ownership, and I liked it. It was fun. I still love working in the kitchen. I just don't get to do it as much. But
how does that make you feel, like knowing that you're working for yourself, putting all that work in as a business owner, a successful business owner?
Yeah, I mean, it just like anything, it can be great one day and terrible the next. But I mean, I think the biggest thing is for me, what kind of started to kind of click in was once I got past the like being terrified all the time. I was just always like, okay, what if it doesn't make it today? What if it doesn't make it today? What if, you know? And eventually finally just kind of stepped back and I was like, you know what, if it doesn't make it, that's not where my that's just a new starting point in my story. That's not the end of my story.
100%.
And so, for me to kind of just let go of the things I couldn't control and just know that it was part of a process, it became a lot more freeing for me to actually enjoy being an owner then, and like that the decisions I'm making not just for right now, and I'm not making them because I'm scared. I'm making them because I want to see something better happen down the road. So that was kind of our first foray, was the deli. My wife owns her own business. She's a licensed massage therapist. She's one of very few in the like Northeast Ohio area doing what's called craniosacral massage. So, even her, she worked for chiropractors. She had a few different jobs, but even for her to take that step and like have her own office, and now she has an employee that works under her, and she's constantly, people are like, oh, I need a massage, can you get me in? And I'm like, she's booked out for like the next 5 months.
Yeah, she's booked.
Like, yeah, you got to get on those books quick. But I think it's just a testament to really believing in what you do and believing in like where you're trying to go, so for us, we believe in Canton. We believe in like what's happening here, and that there's great people that are doing really good things. So we kind of started buying more properties because we don't want to see just buildings sit around empty. So if we can get people in, so through that, we were able to buy the building that Walkie Talkie's in. And what was really cool about that was during COVID, we were like, hey, it's really benefited our business to own our building. So if you want to buy your building, we'll sell it to you. Like, we don't need to be a landlord forever. That's dumb. That's for the birds. If it helps you, then by all means buy it, and so, yeah, we've been able to kind of, a lot of times people just need to have a conversation. It's not really like we're not doing anything magical for people. We're just like, yeah, we're able to
it's required in
reinvest
business,
in our community. And, so like with Finney's even, it's like, I don't know how long that train will ride, but like, it's cool that like we're going to have a building that I think that closed during COVID. It was the old LNS wig shop or something like that. And, that whole block of Market from 4th to 5th has kind of been boarded up and quiet for a long time.
Yeah, it's been quiet for a minute.
Between that, the Dollar Respect building, and now, they're actively working on the Dollar Respect building, trying to make that something again. Adam Hoover from Main Street Modern's down in that building on the corner, to be the northeast corner of that block. And man, he's going to make it nice and it's going to be sweet, but that's been boarded up since I moved to Canton.
It has. Like,
so,
I finally been seeing, you said Main Street Modern?
Main Street Modern.
That's been the sign I've been seeing.
Yeah.
What exactly is that going to be? Because I don't know.
Well, so Adam Hoover owns Main Street Modern, and it's like all the, they're down, I don't know the name of the street, but they have a giant warehouse and they do all the like furniture. So,
okay.
Dude, Adam's insane. He has people from everywhere coming to check this place out. So, like I would get customers at the deli like, oh yeah, we're in from upstate New York. We had to pick up a couch. I'm like, they don't have couches in
that couch
New
must
York?
Be fire.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I thought they had couches in New York too. But yeah, he just has a following, brings people from all over. And so I don't know if he's, that would be a question for him, but I haven't gotten to ask him yet. But I don't know if he's removing it or if he's just going to have kind of second location. I know he's going to do some upholstery work and stuff like that. So just so cool to see something there.
What does being an entrepreneur mean to you?
Oh man, I don't know if I figured it out yet. Still trying to figure it out. But for me, I think, that's the appeal to Canton, is that I feel like this is really a entrepreneurial playground. So you got an idea, like I said, Seattle was expensive. Nashville was getting expensive. Here, I mean, not that it's free to live here, but like the cost of living is significantly less. When I was in Nashville and I was thinking about owning a restaurant, we looked at a property and it was like crazy how run down it was, and it wasn't in a good location. It was like $1 million. And then we moved here and we got like a building that was like 8 times the size of the one we looked at, and it had like parking and all this stuff.
It was affordable.
Immediately. It was like, oh my gosh, this is a no-brainer, so but I think, for me as like an entrepreneur, I'm not really ever trying to figure out like the next trend or the next best thing or anything like that. I just want to see cool things happen in Canton. Like, I don't have a need to hop in my car and drive to Cleveland every time I want to have something fun to do.
That's real, man.
So
that's
like,
real. That's so real.
And it's so fun right now because like, like we were kind of talking while we were on break there, like we got the Oracle. It was so great to be at the show last night and just see people out and doing their thing.
Milestone.
Like, Milestone's there, of course the hub like we just talked about, and just like, now Good Fortune opened up, and like,
shout out Good Fortune.
We're getting all like New York style pizza, a brewery, like we're getting all those things, coffee shops like Walkie Talkie that aren't just like, stuck in like 1990 Friends kind of style. So it's fun to see people kind of like taking their, for me, when you're an entrepreneur, you're taking your lived experience and your passion for whatever it is, and you're putting those two things together. So, for me, my lived experience being in other places, people would come into the deli when we first opened. Mind you, this is 11 years ago. We could totally like redo the whole thing now and make it a little more fresh. But 11 years ago, they're like, this is like a place you'd see in New York City, or, and I was like, well, I mean, I guess I didn't think of it that way, but like I lived in Seattle and Nashville, and, those are lived experiences that somehow come through me,
That's exactly
even when I'm not trying to do that exact thing.
That's how I felt like it was the Oracle, and I think it's being from here, and when you go to other places, like bigger cities, and then you come back to Canton, you're just like, oh man, we don't have this. So like as an artist, when I go to the Oracle, it's not as big, but it kind of does feel like House of Blues or
for
Madison Square Garden to me.
And
you know
it
what I'm
sounds
saying?
great in there, and it's like good vibe, and great beer selection. You're like,
other cities say that. Like other guys who have come from like Columbus or Cincinnati who have graced the stage, who I've known personally, they all have said like, yo, it doesn't feel like the small town vibe we felt coming off 77 in the Canton. Like it feels like we're at a venue, and some even say like the sound and stuff there is better than other big venues. So I think when you open Finney's, in my opinion, we're going to get that vibe like, oh, we don't got to go to arcade bars in major cities. We can go right to Finney's and have a good time.
Yeah, and I think, when people compare city to city, or, like a bigger city that has a lot of things going on to Canton, I'm always quick to remind people, like every one of those cities also has like really dumb businesses too, and really stupid places and boring. And, like they have their business owners that aren't really putting any energy into what they're doing, and they're just creating like a lame business. Yeah. So, I mean, like, you have probably more people doing things, and you have like, it's just a multiplier because it's a bigger city, but you also like have places that you're like, I would never want that business in Canton. Right. Like, it's just not necessary. So, I mean, it kind of goes, it's a two-way street.
What other business owners, or what inspired you to make this as your path? Like, do you have inspirations in regards to business or entrepreneurship?
I have a few friends. My brother down in Cincinnati, he owns his own coffee shops, and he's a partner in a bar. So, but I mean, we kind of both started our stuff at the exact same time. But like I would say we kind of are each other's mentors. Like we'll get together at the holidays, we'll talk through stuff. Like, he told me something at Thanksgiving, got me really excited. But like he's like, oh, did you hear that they're starting the employee retention tax credit payments again? And I was like, they are? Like I've been waiting 2 years. So I got excited, and then I came home and I like, emailed them, of course, on Black Friday, and the people, my payroll providers, and I didn't hear anything. I was like, oh, now I'm sad. Man. But that's it. That's just like peaks and valleys all the time. But and then like I got my buddy down in Nashville, started a coffee shop while I was there. Now he has so many different businesses. I mean, so many different coffee shops. He just blew up, and it's cool to see him like living his successes on Facebook and Instagram and stuff, following him along and stuff like that. It's been fun. Again, he's in a much bigger market, and like it would be not uncommon to be in line behind like the Black Keys in there or something in his coffee shop, so like he hit a niche right at the right time. So I'm glad for him. It's really cool to see him keep doing that. But and I mean, it's funny because you start learning, you'll talk to people and they're like, oh, I own a business. And then you like get to know them better. And it's like, it is kind of like that kindred spirit when you get to know people. So, you know, it's fun to be downtown. Really, I love the community that's down here. So like literally anywhere I go, I'm probably having a conversation with the business owner.
We got some culture here.
Yeah.
Like I've been trying to preach that for years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even before I was introduced to all these other businesses, like I've always said, like there's a culture here. There's a way we walk and way we talk here too. But there's also a market here for businesses that you want to do. Like don't sleep on us just because we're a small city.
Absolutely.
We have potential here.
And we have
also.
potential, but we have a loyal fan base too. We have
do.
people that will show up, want to support you, want to like cheer you on, share stuff on, you know, on the internet about your success and stuff like that. So, I mean, for me, it's a no-brainer. I would never want to be in Belton Village. Like people up there don't care about like seeing like the local place survive. They're just mad because someone didn't turn left and, you know, like held up all the traffic for the rest of the day, you know? So, but yeah, I love being down here, and yeah, all the business owners down here are great people. So it's always cool to like get to shoot with them and hang out and stuff like that. So.
Jeremy, did you have anything you want to ask, Ryan?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I know you said after this venture you're gonna take a break, but is there like something that's next for you? Do you have an idea, or like is there like a dream business or venue you'd like want to bring that downtown Canton that we don't have?
I don't know, not right now. Nothing pops. I mean, the getting the pizzeria up and running, that was a like passion project from day one. Like I was set up at Walkie Talkie doing a like outdoor food vendor thing. I think it was like a brunch. I forget. They had a special event. So I was up there selling food. And then this guy that I never met was just like, hey, how do you do this? You know, like how do you just set up and sell food? Because I make New York style pizza and I want to do it. And I was like, well, do you work in a restaurant? You know, like I was like, I got a lot of questions, but I was like, maybe you and I should go have a beer sometime. So we went down to the Conestoga. Never really met the guy before. And all of a sudden, he and I are just like talking for 5 hours. And, you know, like we're a few beers deep. And I'm texting my wife like, I think I'm going to start a pizza shop with this guy.
She's probably like, oh my God.
Yeah, here we go again. Yeah. So we started, I was like, you know, we can do pop-ups and stuff like that. And so now we're like best friends. When I was telling you we went to Disney, we went with him and his wife. His parents live down there, so they go down all the time, and like, yeah, we're taking vacations, we're going, you know, doing things for each other's birthdays and stuff. And it was all started just because we started talking about pizza. So
you said all it takes is a conversation.
That's right.
And like you said, like
you got to start somewhere.
That's why I like talking to people that do good business. I can just sense that you do good business. It's like more than just a handshake. It's actually conversation, a plan, a structure. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Being timely, doing things the right way. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I'm probably, you know, there's pros and cons. Like, you know, John King, musician, but also is married to Lindsay King that owns Walkie Talkie. They wanted to do this coffee shop, and I was like, yeah, I'll help you. However, like I want good coffee in my life. So, you know, we're trying to figure out like where they, you know, find a building and all this stuff. And then it dawned on me, and one night at dinner, I was like, wait, if they start a coffee shop, John's like one of my best employees. I'm going to lose one of my best employees. You know, sometimes you kind of shoot yourself in the foot, but if it means that like Canton gets stronger, then, you know, I'll find a new employee. I'll find a really good one, and like they'll have an idea and they'll want to make something cool downtown too, or whatever. So I think all in all, like, yeah, the plan right now is get the Finney's Arcade open, kind of really hone in on the brewery, the pizzeria, the deli, that, you know, what we call 4th Street Collective. It's 3 individual businesses all under one roof that kind of coexist together. So it's been really fun, but it's also been challenging. We need to put a little more, you know, now that we've all been there since June, we should probably come back, you know, early 2025 and look at how are things working, what can we improve upon, stuff like that. Because, you know, opening and getting stuff set up, that's a lot of fun, but then you got to really make sure it works and stick to it. So those, and then like I said, there's 4 apartments above the arcade. from what we can tell, they have not been lived in since like 1945. So, I mean, they're just walls right now, but we're going to fix those up. And yeah. Yeah. Not quite move-in ready.
Yeah.
But we're going to make those nice and put some apartments downtown. So that'll be fun. But after that, I'm not sure. Yeah. A little break. A break is just more work of other sorts.
You deserve a break, man. Like,
Heck yeah.
And again, like, I appreciate you just putting things into the city, because I care.
Yeah.
I know you care about it as a businessman.
Yeah.
But I care about the city as a native here,
Yeah.
and it getting better. Because again, like, I remember at a time where people weren't really like talking about Canton in the best light. So thank you, man.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
appreciate you.
I mean, just like you, I got kiddos here, and
Yeah.
you know, as much as I like kind of, I don't want to make it sound like my childhood was terrible. I had great moments, but I was ready to leave as soon as I turned 18. And if that's what my kids decide to do, that's fine. But I also want them to be proud of Canton and proud to be from here. And if that means that like they're going to stick around, because I mean, it's not going to be because of anything I do, but it's because of the ecosystem that exists here. Like, people are really, really cool with each other and are trying to make this place a better place. So heck yeah.
Facts, man. Thank you. So here's what I want to do. I want to take a break and do a section called Peace Positive Point, where you say a quote, I say a quote, and Jeremy says a quote that means something to us.
Gotcha.
We'll do that, and then we'll get out of here, man.
All right.
All right?
Perfect.
Jean P. the MC, Say What You Mean, episode 163. Jeremy in the house. Peace. Episode 163, Say What You Mean podcast. Jean P. the MC. Ryan, I got to dap you up, man.
Yeah, buddy.
Thank you for being on this show.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Jeremy in the house with the cool sweater. We've been talking big business with Ryan over here, man. I feel like they got a little secret partnership going on. I think, Ryan, you like that sweater.
Are you a Star Wars fan? Right?
No.
No. Oh, damn.
I never really got into it.
You an ugly sweater fan.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, there we
We
go.
can start an ugly sweater.
I'm thinking
Little
Christmas
ugly
in
sweater.
July, but Christmas vest in July. You know, like, I'm thinking cut those arms off. Let's get some sweater.
I'm going to be like, Jeremy say, yeah, I'm quitting the podcast, y'all. I'm a
I'd be down for
Forbes.
that. I still listen to Christmas music in July. So.
There you go.
Jeremy on Forbes for Christmas in July. I'm like, how did you read the article in the paper? Yeah, man, Ryan Miller invested. I'm like, Ryan, you invested all that? You know, man, it's all good. But thank you for being on this show,
Thanks
man.
for having me. This is a blast.
Yo, so I know we talked about it earlier, but I think you said Chef G dropped some music.
Yeah, it was
learned
all
about
right.
Granddaddy.
Granddaddy.
Yeah. Okay, and again, Kendrick, man.
Yep.
I can't stop. I wanted to talk about it last week. Like, when it came out last week, I was trying to call them all and they're like, yo, we gotta do a podcast, talk about this album. But I just want to say, in my personal opinion, I love this GNX album. Just came out, Kendrick Lamar. This is his 6th studio album. I'm pulling up the information now.
Is this your favorite so far?
Of Kendrick's album?
Yeah.
I think my favorite Kendrick album has to be Good Kid, Mad City.
I was about to say, if you don't say that
Yeah.
album, we're going to be so disappointed.
The other Kendrick got some classic albums, but it's just something about this one. I think in the climate of what's going on between him and Drake and all this stuff, and just the music, and it sounded very West Coast. I like the album.
Speaking of classics, Cole's dropping a 10th anniversary
I
of
saw
Forest Hill Drive
that.
with 8 new songs on the 6th. I am hyped as fuck for
J.
that.
Cole dropping some more. Like, oh, and Ice Cube dropped a new album. Play some Ice Cube at Finny's, man.
There you go.
You got to.
Well, the jukebox.
For real?
Yeah, people can load it up. Yeah.
No
It's
way.
one of those digital ones, but you can listen to anything you want.
They're going to be like, man, if Jean plays It Was a Good Day one more time. I'm like, yes, I got to win.
Nobody wants to listen to 330 Kids while playing skeeball.
Boo, whatever. I'm going to tell him put some Jean. You got no Jean here? Nah.
I mean, imagine like getting high score at skeeball with Good Day on in the
Oh, man.
that'd be pretty.
What a
That'd
time.
be sweet. Yeah.
And you get their name on the board.
Yeah.
I keep it up there. Jean P. the MC, right at the top.
That's
Number
right.
1 in skee-ball. It's coming. Nah, but you said Chef G dropped. Kendrick, man, yeah, check it out. GNX, it came out on November 22nd. Good album. And it is his 6th studio album. So I'm looking forward to what he's going to do next. But y'all know how we give it up on the podcast, man. Peace, positive point. We all say a dope quote that means something to us. Jeremy, you want to kick it off?
Yeah, I'll start off. My quote comes from, I've been watching Kai Cenat do his streaming lately. And
That is hilarious.
him, Drewski, and Kevin Hart was the day before Thanksgiving, and they were doing like their little motivational speeches to the chat or whatnot. And something that Kai said kind of stuck with me, and it said, "Slow motion is better than no motion."
What's that mean to you?
Just plainly put, any progress is progress. It doesn't matter if it's 5 minutes, doesn't matter if it's an hour. It's progress. Whether you're opening a business, making an album, writing an essay, cleaning your house, it's better to do something, because you're going to look back on the next day, be like, man, do you want to look back and say, I'm glad I did something, versus, man, I didn't get shit done. 100%. So it's just progress is progress, whether it's small or big. Just put something towards it.
I like that quote, man. Shout out to Kai Cenat too, and Drewski. That was funny. And Kevin Hart. Them three together, man.
Comedy gold.
Comedy gold. Thanks for that quote, man. Ryan, you got something for us?
Yeah, just what I always kind of sign off with is, let's do cool shit.
I like
keep
that.
it simple, and you don't get many opportunities to like go out there and just do exactly what you want. And so I get people all the time like, hey, let's get together and talk about this idea I have. Like, yeah, let's do cool shit. Let's not wait around. So it starts with the conversation, but then it goes.
That's a T-shirt right there. She sold that fitting. So let's do cool shit on there.
Right.
Put that on a sweater.
There we go.
There you
A
go.
Christmas. There we go.
The irony of it being on a sweater vest.
I like that.
It ain't a cool shirt, but it's
a sweater vest. Let's do cool shit on there. I like that. My positive point is the way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. I really like that you said that it takes a conversation, because I believe that in life, like all it takes is a conversation in anything. And that's how I feel about business and ventures.
Yeah.
Like, we can talk about ideas all day, but I can tell you're a person that gets up and gets it going.
Try to.
Because you try to. And I think I feel that in music. Like, if I want to do something, just get up and do it.
Yeah.
We can talk about something all day, but don't talk about it, be about it.
Right.
And I think that's a good mentality to have in business, because it's like, it just seems like these ideas you have are like passions.
Yeah.
And you putting passion into business.
Yeah.
It's very dope. And obviously to make money off of it, man.
It pays the bills.
100%.
Yeah.
You got to pay them Disney. Yeah, man. So,
That was the one and done.
never
We're
again.
not going back.
We did that.
Yeah.
Enjoy the pictures.
Yeah, that's right.
So any last shout outs, Jeremy, before you get out of here?
Just shout out you guys. Shout out Ryan. I'm definitely excited for this adventure you're doing.
Heck yeah.
Like I said, whenever I'm downtown, we're always trying to, check out little spots before we end up at the Oracle. So shout out to that. I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but shout out Ryan Day. I hope you get a contract extension, because you are never beating Michigan. Go Blue. I just want to put that out
You were
there.
happy about that game.
I walked into my friend's house and talked so much shit.
Did you win some money?
Huh?
Did you win some money?
No, because nobody wanted to bet me. I bet my one coworker $150 because he was he's like, "Oh, State's gonna win." I said, $150 right now. I can show you that I have it in my wallet to lose to you if you want.
My guy won $100 off that game.
Yeah, man.
I should have bet on that fight after that was going on after that.
That's right.
Boy, I was like, man, it's the real moneymaker right here.
Yeah.
Ryan, you got any shout outs, man?
Man, I'd say, well, you guys, thanks. This has been awesome.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
I love talking anyway. So, this is always a blast. But yeah, all the people downtown doing cool things. Like, it takes a community. People get into it, enjoy it. And like I said earlier, like, it really is like, it feels cool to be part of the Cool Kids Club.
That's what's up, man.
And that's what downtown is to me. So I'm always stoked to be down here and be around all these great people doing cool things. So yeah,
man, shout out to you, man, for joining us on the podcast. Shout out to you for just putting something into the city that I care about so much, man. It's gonna be fun to be out there kicking it. Me beating Jeremy in skeeball is gonna be fun. You're gonna be my competition in skeeball.
I don't think I've ever actually played Sway. Is that the one where you like hold the little ball, you got to make it in the little holes?
Man.
Yeah.
No,
See, that's how I know I'm gonna win.
Yeah.
I'll be fucking them up at Chuck E. Cheese.
I'm going to be more focused on why the ball looks like your head than anything else.
I'm gonna figure out why you ain't wearing a grandma sweater or a Christmas sweater when we at this Finney's.
I probably will. I don't care what time of year.
I might wear one and beat you in it.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm seeing some Finney's merch here.
Right, here we go,
like
man. Come on now.
Yeah.
Finney's grandma sweaters.
That's right.
Shout out to you, man. Shout out to Jeremy. Shout out to Krishan. Hope you're feeling better. Chase as well. They've been under the weather. You know, it's getting cold out here, so you know that's gonna come. Shout out to all the listeners. This is our 163rd episode, man.
Congrats, guys. That's
163, awesome. Man. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to Dakota holding it down for us on the cameras. Zach, everybody that's been watching this pod, man. I'm really blessed, really honored, really happy that we can interview guests such as yourself and just really put a light on the city. As you care about the city on the business side and putting into it, that's how I feel with this podcast. I want to be the voice of Canton, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to media and shows and audio, we just hope that this is a go-to podcast when people want to play it in the car, want something funny to watch. Hope that y'all watching, man. So I appreciate y'all, man, for supporting this podcast. We're going to see y'all in a couple of weeks. We should have Nakaso on the show, man. We'll have Nakaso on the show.
That'll be a good one.
He had a great set last night.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Shout out to Nakaso, man. Shout out to Master Puff, too, and Charlie. All those guys, man, doing their thing. So I appreciate y'all. We're going to see y'all in a couple of weeks. Jéan P, the MC, Ryan Miller, Jeremy, say what you mean. Peace.
Say what you mean what you say. I'm from the 330, where them boys don't play.
Hey, rolling on 7 days, drop it like it's hot. I put 10 on this face, bitch, my shit up clean. I hit it from the back, I told her move her hands. Inside my thumb, man, where her at? What they talking about, 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 they talking about. Hey, that's my bitch. Hey, that's my bitch. Hey, with all that fake shit. Hey, ain't the one to play with. Hey.